You know, I think it's kind of weird, this whole situation I'm in where I'm obsessed with travel and being in motion and going places that I've never been or have been but don't live nearby whatsoever. You guys know me. You guys know what's up, where it's at. Two turntables and a microphone. And honestly, this is a really hard interest to have when you literally have no money and are unemployed. Like, I get disability, but I haven't talked about this much on the channel. I get $50 in disability. How fucked up is that? $50 in disability. And the reason for that is because of this whole kerfuffle where basically my disability check is partially deducted because of medical insurance premiums that I get with Medicare, and then it's partially deducted because of debt that I owe the Social Security Administration due to the fact that my father, back when he was my payee, had filed paperwork, I suppose, the wrong way, and they believe, if I recall correctly, they believe that there was some sort of overpayment due to my father filing the paperwork in the wrong way. I have no idea if this is actually what transpired or if there's something deeper gumming up the works. But in either case, I owe them money as well, so they deduct a portion of my check to cover the debt that I owe them. And so, as a result of this, I have basically no money. And I can't really do anything because of that. Like, I'm kind of constrained, right? I can't do anything. I can't really go anywhere. I can't go further than this town, and even then I can barely do that given the fact that I have like no money for transportation, right? So it's very difficult. It's very difficult to be disabled and to be a NEET and an autist and to have the special interest that I have, which is movement and travel, and not be able to live out those dreams, live out those desires. Um, I'm trying to find a way to finesse this, like to be able to travel on the cheap or with money that like I made really quickly or something like that. And it's pretty difficult because like if someone promises you easy money, it's always a scam. Like that's always going to be fake. That is always going to be fake if someone promises you easy money. And I'm in a situation where uh, that's like basically all I have is promises of easy money. Um, so it's not great. We're not doing great out here, folks. Um, but there is the option of not finessing other people, but rather finessing the world. And what I mean by that is literally just going to a train yard and then just jumping onto one of the trains before it starts moving, or like when it's like still moving really slowly. Now, there's some dangers that come with this. As you can imagine, a lot of people get crushed when they're train jumping, or when they are riding on the train and then like something happens. They can get crushed in between, I believe, cars, or like fall some way. There's some inherent physical risks to it that I've read about previously that I don't necessarily remember what are specifically, but that's not a great option. Now, it's not something I've personally experienced in the previous forays into that arena, but I also haven't gone very far. And so this is kind of a scary concept for me, even at this late date. So that one's probably out. The other option is getting on a bike and just spending days traveling until you're in another state. Now, this is something I have never done. I can't really ride a bike, but it's something that I have considered doing and kind of backed off from because this is probably even more dangerous than train jumping. Okay? Uh, you have to ride your bike on highways if you do this, which is going to be bad. Like, someone will inevitably uh, either ram into you or brush you with their car if you're doing this, because you think people driving on highways are like trained to deal with bicyclists? No, they're not. Like, they're just seeing a bicyclist and it's an inconvenience to them. They'll probably fucking scream at you from out their window or something. No, just leave that be. Um, so that's out of the window. I'd be perfectly willing to traverse towns or more rural back road type areas on a bike, but a highway, no fucking way, dude. So a bike is out of the question. Now maybe I get one that I kind of fold up. This second camera over here is falling out of my hand. There we go. I fixed it. But okay, so we know that a bike is probably out of the picture. But what about, okay, what if you bring a foldable bike on a Greyhound to like a nearby, you take the Greyhound to a nearby location, you book your ticket like 2 months in advance, and then you unfold the bike and get on that thing and kind of traverse wherever you went on that thing, okay? It's not a bad idea, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking about. That's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. And then just uh, having like a tent and sleeping bag and stuff like that just on my back. Just sleep rough outside. Who knows? Could be fun. I mean, if there's a camping site or something that's like meant for civilians to use, not just like civilians in a bad situation, you know what I'm saying? Like if there's a proper camping site around, shouldn't be so bad. Uh, it would just be like taking a trip rather than experiencing the finer aspects of homelessness. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. Thinking about doing my travel that way in order to uh, get out this desire of mine to travel and to go places and to see things. I can do that by literally just taking the bus on like one of the cheaper tickets that you can get in advance to a location that's not so far away, and then just, having the bike, taking the bike with me and then riding around in that location on that thing rather than having to use like Ubers and bus, city transit if it even has that, and things like that.